Hi, I'm Mark Mazzaferro, Public Information Officer for the City of Vacaville, and this is another episode of Word on the Street, and it's kind of a sad episode because this is going to be our last episode of Word on the Street with Vacaville Police Chief Rich Word. Chief, thanks for taking some time out of your day. And why is this the last episode? Because you're retiring.
Yeah, I decided after 29 years of service, 9 here in Vacaville, 9 great years, by the way, to turn my badge in, I guess, or take it off.
Hang up the belt.
Hang up the belt, yeah, and all that. But been a great time. I love this place, love the people, and I'll certainly miss the people.
So what went into the thought process of it's time to go? What made you?
I thought about, I was kind of thinking for a while, boy, what a rough financial time we faced, and I wanted to kind of help see the department through that, and I think we're seeing the light.
Right.
And so that was an indicator. And then, I'm at that point in my career where, I have a new grandson. Want to spend some time with him and travel with my wife, although she'll still be working. A combination of factors, nothing to do with Vacaville. I'm going to stay here, and I'll continue to volunteer on the boards of the Boys and Girls Club and Opportunity House. I love the organization, love the community. So I'll stay active.
Good. The one question, certainly in my house, my wife has asked me several times, and I have told her, well, I'll find out. What are you going to do now that you're retired?
I've always talked, Mark, and I said it to the paper about maybe going to law school. I've been saying it for 20, maybe 30 years, and I've been talking myself out of it. So that's a consideration. I love the law. I'd rather watch a show about lawyers and some courtroom drama than a police show. Even as a young guy, I did that. So that's a thought. I teach a little bit.
Right.
I'll continue to do that. I want to learn the piano. I took piano lessons as a kid. When you're forced to do something, you hate it. But now I want to do that. I used to read and write and speak Spanish in high school, so I've lost that. I want to relearn that. A lot of projects around the house, of course. So I plan to kind of retreat, and maybe I'll re-engage in some other capacity.
Okay, maybe.
That's sufficiently vague, isn't it?
That's good. Yeah, that's you said absolutely nothing there, but that's okay. But let's explore this lawyer thing a little bit.
Taught me well.
You want to go back to law school? Yeah, you're already qualified to be a PIO. You want to go back? You want to go to law school, potentially become a lawyer? I assume.
I would practice. What I would love to do is become like an arbitrator, mediator.
Oh, okay.
I like collective bargaining and conflict resolution.
Let's talk about your time here in Vacaville. 9 years.
Yeah.
Lots of ups and downs, mostly ups.
Yeah, I think so.
Share some of the highlights of your career.
Boy, I think, I tell the city manager this, the promotions. People like Steve Carey and Vince Nadasny and Matt Leiden and Ian Schmutzler, and there's so many others, and Mark Donaldson. I can name a ton of them. Great people, still here. They live in Vacaville. They think so highly of Vacaville. And they work hard. They're smart. They have, and of course, they have integrity. So I know the Vacaville PD is in good hands. And what I like most about these men and women that we have are the interpersonal skills. They know how to treat people with respect.
There's, and we've said this many, many times during the course of Word on the Street, a lot of really good folks over there.
Yeah.
And police and fire and throughout the city.
Sure, exactly, throughout the city. And I people from the outside looking in, I hope they know that we work hard, people care, we get along. We have our disagreements, but we overcome those, and I think we care deeply about serving the public well. And that's why I want to stay here.
And that's the thing too. We mentioned this in National Night Out, where most people, the public's contact with police officer is not positive.
No,
right?
unfortunately.
You're getting a ticket. Worst case scenario, you're getting arrested.
Yeah, car towed.
Something bad.
Exactly.
You've called 911 because you got a bad thing going on at your home.
Yeah.
As opposed to, hey man, let's go have a cup of coffee and chat, right?
Sure.
And that's unfortunate because it really paints an unfair picture of what police and public safety are all about.
Sure.
They're just doing their jobs.
Yeah.
Consider not having public safety, what kind of chaos we'd have to deal with.
So that would not be good.
It's kind of you got to tip your hat to these folks because they could go any number of directions, and they don't. Because they're good people.
They are, and they've weathered the storm like all of us have, and we're working, all of us, you included, fewer colleagues, fewer resources.
Wait, did we get that on tape? Did the chief just say I'm working too? I appreciate that.
Right. So, and people are still here. I'm proud to see that there are still recruiting people to come work for the police department, telling people this is still a good employer. Right. So that's good to know. That's good to hear.
Well, just the other night, we finally got around to buying some more vehicles.
Love that.
That's going to be a huge help.
I thank the city manager. I thank the city council for that. That's great. We can use an upgrade to the fleet.
So, what's your fondest memory of your 9 years here, or is there one you could point to and say, "Wow, I'll never forget that day"?
Wow. It's a horrible incident, but that Davis Street collision, where the 2 children died. And I remember that because I'm out there at the scene, and I call the city manager, and you see tarps over these 2 small babies, and it's just surreal. And then you see the officers responding rather emotionless, going through protocol, which is how they're trained. But then afterwards, you see the emotion, and they need help too.
Right.
You know, they still, when you speak of that to some, they start to tear up. And so it reminds me that these men and women, these tough guys and tough ladies, and they wear the armor and all of the gear, they're human and they cry, and this stuff really touches them. So it's just something I think about. You know, these are good human beings. They care deeply, but they're trained to do a job, and they do it well.
That's the thing that I think people discount, is that part of the job of being a police officer. Is they see a lot of horrible things, and they take it home with them, you know, and they come back the next day, and do their job. And other people, they're not coming back, you know.
Exactly. And it touches us. I mean, that's why we have this. I'm proud of too. This helping to create. I didn't create it. Our peer support program, where, you know, God forbid, if you're in crisis as a police officer or dispatcher, you can call a peer and get some counseling, get some advice, get some direction. I mean, it's far too many suicides in this in the nature of our business too. I've seen that in my career. It's sad when you're there, you think you know someone, but you really don't know what's going on in their lives.
So when the announcement was made, and there was a story in the paper, very nice story, what's been the reaction from your friends and colleagues?
It's been good, you know, congratulations. Some people saying, you know, I'm sad you're leaving, you know, and don't stay, and what are you going to do? A lot of speculation, and I'm going to, you know, God, the rumors are flying. I'm going to go work for my former boss, the governor now. I'm going to go...
that rumor's been out there for a while,
It's been out there
for
a while, right? So, no, I don't have any hidden agenda. I don't have a job lined up. I really don't. My wife wants me to take a break, disconnect. But what concerns me, Mark, is I see with some of the retirees from the police department, they seem to 6 months or a year after retirement, they have this desire, this itch to get back into to work. So I wonder if I'll have that. Probably, but I'm not sure. I'm not actively seeking anything.
Right. Now, in the meantime, I'm going to assume that we'll do a exhaustive search to find a replacement.
The city manager is commissioned. She's hired a group to do a whole process involving a lot of focus groups, meeting with staff, meeting with community leaders, probably meeting with my colleagues, other department heads. I think this is going to be a highly coveted job, highly sought after by current chiefs and deputy chiefs and others in the state and outside the state of California.
In the meantime, though, we'll have an interim chief, I guess.
Yeah, the city manager's made a choice on an interim chief who I'll meet with probably sometime next month in November.
Now, as a public information officer, I was considering applying for the position myself.
For the position of police chief.
Do you think I have a shot, or
well,
I can expect that you'll endorse
apply. You could apply. Yeah,
you'll give me a hearty recommendation.
I have some things I like to share with Laura.
Okay. There's a
lot I can say.
Yeah, imagine
you're one of a kind.
It's a rare find.
There's no one like Mark Mazzaferro.
Thank goodness. Huh?
Yeah.
I'm sorry. It's horrible. But
no, but you're a good PAO, man.
yeah, right. Whatever. This is not about me, Chief. This is about you.
But you're
okay.
good.
I know in the almost 7 years I've been here, I've enjoyed my relationship with you.
It's been fun.
It's been a blast. Yeah, and you've always been very forthright and willing to answer any question we've posed to you. I mean, granted, we haven't exactly thrown fastballs at your head, but by the same token, I think we've covered a lot of ground. I've talked to lots of people in the community who watch the show and love it.
That's good.
You know,
It's
they're going to be very sad that you won't be on the air anymore. So, following that tact, maybe a career in television or movies.
That'd
you know,
be fun.
a lot of ex-cops do go on.
That'd be good. I'd love to do a talk show, man. That would be fun.
Well, I mean, I'm thinking more action.
Oh, action movie. Yeah, I like to be a live action hero. That'd be good.
Why not? At this point, the sky's the limit. You have lots of time. You're relatively young and in good health.
I could serve as a double
for
The Rock.
That's okay. I wasn't going there, but I guess.
Oh, okay, you don't agree with that?
Yeah, no, that's fine.
Okay,
but anyway, all kidding aside, congratulations on 29 years
I'll miss working with you, all the city staff, and of course my colleagues at the PD. I'll miss them greatly. But I'm out there on Facebook land and LinkedIn, and I'll still be volunteering in a couple of boards around town.
And you'll be in the community. People will see you. You're not going anywhere anytime soon.
No way.
So, you've got some roots here now.
Absolutely. I love Vacaville. I intend to stay here.
Well, thank you. And congratulations again. I think it's great. I'm extremely happy, extremely jealous, but I wish you all the best and thank you for all your time with us.
Yeah, thank you too. I appreciate it.
Well, that's going to do it for this episode of Word on the Street. Thanks for watching.